is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. And today I just wanted to shine some light on what's been going on recently in the community in regards to reprints and archive boosters and stuff like that. So are reprints good for any card game, but Dragon Ball Super card game in particular? The short answer for me is yes. Reprints are always good because the more product that's available to the player base, the easier things will be in circulation, and it's going to also attract new players if your buy-in is a lot less expensive than other games. Right now, with the distribution nightmare that we have in the world, just people not getting enough product, and just, the collector's market just, spiking all the prices of our cards. It doesn't hurt to have options for people to obtain in order to play the Dragon Ball Super card game. We do a lot of tech talk videos here at No Counters, No Combos, which is essentially the whole essence of that is to find budget options for expensive cards that do something similar. Obviously, you're not going to find any card that's, as cracked as like Power of a Super Saiyan, but you can maybe find something similar that's going to be, quote unquote, worse to play than Power of a Super Saiyan. That card is just yoked right now. It's just really strong. But there's a lot of budget alternatives, and I can't stress enough that yes, there is a world where if you invest more money than your average person, you'll be more successful because you'll have expensive cards like secret rares and promos and stuff like that. But you don't have to do that if you just want to play the game. If you want to be competitive and place high and do well at events, then yeah, you might have to bite the bullet and spend a little bit of money. But if you want to just play the game for having fun, you don't have to do any of that. I have a deck built with Turles from set 12. It's like a $40 deck, and it's good. It wins games. It's not like anything crazy. It's very low to the ground. It's good at what it does. It aggroes your opponent out super early, and if you get your boss monster out, you pretty much just win the game from there. It's very glass cannon, but it's a $40 deck. Like, you can drop $40 on the deck, pick it up, play it, have a good time at locals, steal some wins, save up store credit, get packs, stuff like that. So I don't want you guys to think that you have to pay to win in Dragon Ball Super. There might be other card games that are like that, but in Dragon Ball, I don't believe that's the case. Now, getting back to the reprint side of it, product in circulation is never a bad thing for a game. There is such thing as too much product could be bad, but right now the way just the world is with distribution and people not getting allocated the proper amount of stuff that they've ordered, I don't think there's an area where too much product is bad at this point. Obviously, you always want to attract new players, but you want to keep your current player base happy. And the player base fluctuates. There's a lot of collectors in our community, in our player base, they'll just collect every single card. That way, if they want to play a certain deck, they can go right to it and play it. But then you also have people like me who, especially recently, I'm just going to focus on one deck, and I have to pick up, singles here and there, or play with what I have, or eventually, invest in that deck if I want to take it to the top. So you have a mixed bag of misfit toys, if you will, on how people approach the game, their collections, and the cards that they're going to use in their decks. So, being able to satisfy multiple aspects of your community is always going to be good. And by having reprints and stuff like that, you're not only putting more cards into the circulation of the market, but because they're going to be reprinted and they're going to have a significant stamp on there that will say it's a second printing, you're not hurting the collector's value of the third-party market with, a lot of older cards as well. So I think Bandai's doing a really good job trying to balance everything, keeping the player base happy while also keeping those players who value the amount that their collections are worth happy as well, because obviously a first edition card is going to be much more rare and more sought after than a second edition printing. It's just the common sense of it all, right? The other thing I like too about the archive boosters is that they're making it like a smaller set, If you read the description that Bandai released, instead of having, 12 cards per pack, they're having 9 cards per pack, but you're getting double the chance of getting a foil. Now, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh background, and I would love, for the life of me, I would love it if Bandai did something similar to what Yu-Gi-Oh used to do with Hidden Arsenal. If for those of you who are not familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, or their sets in particular, Hidden Arsenal was a set that used to come out once every year. I think there was about 5 or 6 Hidden Arsenal sets. I'm not exactly sure the number on it. But the Hidden Arsenal set, basically what it did was it focused on 4 different archetypes. It didn't have, a vast amount of variety. It focused on 4 different archetypes that were all like the lore was intertwined with each other, and they basically just released support for those archetypes in those sets. Now, the good thing about those sets were that every single card in that set was all foil. You had a combination of rares. You had secret rares. I believe you had super rares in the set. So I would love it if Bandai took that philosophy that Konami used to have with the Hidden Arsenal sets and transferred it to Dragon Ball. Obviously, there's a huge part of the player base that loves having shiny cardboard. I, for one, myself, am one of those people. I love having shiny versions of, the cards that I'm playing. It just feels better. It gives you that little bit of confidence, that swag, so to speak. I sound like such a cheeseball talking about it, but it's just one of those things where if you have the foils, you're just like, oh, this guy's big time. So I feel like if Bandai were to implement something like a Hidden Arsenal set for Dragon Ball Super, you could definitely reduce the number of cards per set. You could definitely reduce the number of cards per pack, but make them all foil. Like just go ahead and get a survey out or get some data and gather up all your staple cards, put them in one set, and release them all foil, and just give them to the masses. And obviously, you don't want to dumb down the value of like certain cards, but like back in the day, Sensu Bean, Saiyan Kaba, like those were all like set 1 staples. So imagine releasing a set like that where you can get them all foil. Now, Battle Evolution Booster kind of did that, where all of the cards that obviously came in the set were available foil or non-foil, but Battle Evolution Booster did also introduce a lot of new cards. I'm talking about just a set of reprints, like older cards, but make them all foil. And maybe cards that aren't very easily accessible in foil. Like look at Further Destruction Champa, right? Further Destruction Champa came out in Galactic Battles, which is the first set that we got in Dragon Ball Super, and its only foil counterparts are Judge promos. So something like that would be really cool, like, foil Whis Coercions, foil Further Instruction Champa, foil Saiyan Kaba, even though we do have access to foil Saiyan Kabas. I would just like to see, if they accumulate all their sets and they just take all the staple cards from those specific sets and say, here, we're going to make this Hidden Arsenal or whatever you want to call it, Dragon Ball related set. It's not a main set. It's literally just a reprint set, but you have the ability of pulling all of the cards that you want foil. And obviously, to drive up revenue or to drive up sales numbers on that specific set, maybe you release like 1 or 2 secret rares for that set, brand new cards, brand new secret rares, so that there could be a chase card in those packs. But we'll see what happens down the future. I mean, Bandai has done a lot of good things to help the community and to help people access the cards to play their game. And I think they're doing a really good job. I'm excited to start playing set 13. Locals is right around the corner. This weekend I have my Future Gohan deck ready to go. And I'm just happy where the game is at right now, because I feel like there's a lot of different types of players that can relate. The super competitive players can enjoy it. The very casual kitchen table players can enjoy it. The collector aspect of it, the collectors in the community can enjoy it. So I think Bandai is doing a really good job of building a well-balanced game all around, where you're going to have fun. It's going to be nice mechanics, and you're going to be able to grow in the game. I've said it from day one. The intellectual property that's tied to a card game is what attracts somebody at first. You know, whether it's Dragon Ball or Digimon or Pokemon, people are going to be attracted to the IP because they're fans of it. Like I was attracted to DBS as a card game because I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. But initially, like that's the gateway to it. The IP is usually the gateway. The way the game is built is what keeps players playing and what keeps them around. If Dragon Ball had really crappy mechanics, people probably wouldn't play the game. Yeah, it's cool to see, you know, your favorite characters in probably your favorite anime growing up on a cardboard. But if the game is not fun to play, people are not going to play it. So I think people are originally will approach something because of the IP, but they stick around because the mechanics are so great. And I do think that Dragon Ball Super card game is a well-balanced and well-developed game from the ground up. And I couldn't be happier to be a part of the community. I couldn't be happier to enjoy playing the game, especially in real life now. You know, we take stuff like that for granted, and I'm glad that Bandai is focusing on the community and building their player base, because I feel like they have plans for a lot of stuff down the road, and I can see Dragon Ball sticking around and you know, cementing itself and creating a legacy as one of the best, if not the best trading card game or collectible card game, whatever you want to call it. I really do feel like that. If I get hate in the comments down below, that's fine. I've played a lot of different card games, and you know, for some reason Dragon Ball to me feels like the most balanced and the most well-developed game out of all of the card games that I play. So I just kind of wanted to put my 2 cents on it. I do think reprints are good for the game because it's going to keep, you know, expensive cards high, but it's also going to allow players to buy in, you know, at a lower rate so they can start playing the game. And that's what we want at the end of the day, right? We want to increase our player base. We want to increase the amount of people that are playing the game, and we want to increase that outreach that Bandai has put forward for us. You know, we have to use our voices. I think they do a good job of listening to everything that goes on in the discussion group. But we just got to keep, you know, pedal to the metal and stay positive and enjoy, you know, what it is that we have in front of us. We can't take anything for granted. There's a lot of people who want to play the game, but they can't because of their areas or COVID or whatever the case may be. So we got to take it one step at a time. Enjoy, be safe, have fun. Let's open this up for discussion. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about reprints. Obviously, I'm sure more expensive cards will get reprinted, which will allow them to be more accessible for the community. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and please hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything No Counters, No Combos. We really do appreciate the support, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Be there or be squared.